Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, and this is the second of my viewer replays. This is Andrew 1996 and his old mate jdogg from Detox clan sending in an Arty Platoon game, which is something I don't often do.
Let's go.
Arty battles on YouTube because generally they're not that exciting, but this one I think is worth putting up. Andy's in his M53-55, which is the American Tier 9 artillery. The reason it's got two numbers is one number is the number it was given to in the army, and one was the number given it to in the Marines, I believe. And jdogg is in his Tier 10 French artillery. The auto loader, I think it's 4 seconds between shots in the French artillery, and then it's quite a lengthy reload to reload the auto loader. Playing on Erlenberg, and the guys are taking up some positions early on to try to get some shots off. I have no idea what Andrew was shooting at then, but you never know. You're lucky in the big city. You never know when you might get a lucky shot off. Now, it's not unusual in an artillery game for the first minute or two to be a bit low-key as you get into a position where you can put effective fire onto the enemy tanks, and jdogg and Andrew are both heading to the southwest flank to support their heavies pushing up the western side of the map, which is often where the heavies do a lot of their brawling. If you look at the makeup of both teams have quite a lot of heavy tanks, so it'll be reasonable to expect that a lot of the targets will be on the western side of the map. However, Andrew's aiming in early to the east from that corner because there's not a great deal of friendly tanks going that way, and they just want to make sure that they don't get overrun. But looking at the map, a lot of enemy tanks seem to be popping up on the western side, and jdogg, it looks like jdogg is firing on the western side, Andrew's focusing on the east. That way they're not going to be both taking each other's kills, if you like. Good early shot there by Andrew onto the IS-7. The IS-7 is one of their better players, and it's definitely one of their stronger tanks, the Tier 10 Russian heavy tank. When you look at the makeup of both sides, it looks pretty even as far as XVM goes, as far as skill rating goes. Plenty of green players on both sides, and also the makeup of the tanks looks pretty even. Lots of heavies. The enemy side have got a few extra tank destroyers, a similar amount of lights and artillery as well. So early on, as you can imagine, a Tier 10 game's often a little bit campy, but the western side is starting to really take shape. It looks like the western side is where the battle is going to be. So Andrew is moving into position now where he can start shooting with jdogg against all of those heavies on the western side of the map. Now, I'm not a great artillery player. I rarely play artillery. I only ever really play it for the new personal missions, but it looks like the spot where Andrew and jdogg are isn't a bad spot for artillery to shoot at. It looks like he was aiming at the Jagdpanzer E100, which is a good target to aim at, 'cause it is quite hard for a lot of tanks, even the big heavy and medium tanks. It is hard for them to penetrate, whereas artillery won't have that problem firing from above. But you can see he's aiming at the AMX 5120, the American E5 Tier 10, the FV215B, the British Tier 10 heavy tank. There's plenty of targets there. And if you look up a little bit north, there's the 50B, the Tier 10 French, which would be a great target because it's anyone it comes up against can penetrate it from the right angle. But that Jagdpanzer E100's been spotted again, so Andrew's aiming in at him. And as I said, looks like his mates just hit him. Looks like jdogg's just hit him. Andrew's taken a blind shot, which looks like it might have missed, but he could have got some splash damage. A little bit hard to see at that angle. Now, they're both doing the right thing between shots. They're relocating. It is a common tactic for artillery players to look at the normal places where artillery camp to try and counter the artillery, and any artillery can kill pretty much any other artillery by doing that, by shooting on the other side. So the boys are doing the right thing, especially jdogg when he's got a 70 odd second reload once he's fired all 4 shells, so he's got plenty of time to relocate while he's reloading, which is what we just saw him doing there. Very unlucky shot there for Andrew on that Jag Panzer. If he hadn't hit that, he definitely would have killed him, because he's not on the highest health at the moment. But the E100's done it. The E100's already picked up 3 kills. He's having a good game, and it is a good tank for that kind of stuff. Now Andrew briefly aims at the E5, but it's just too close to friendly tanks, so there's no use taking that kind of risk. The boys' side are doing quite well on that flank. They have lost a number of tanks, though. They're down by 1, but I wouldn't really be worried too much about being down by 1 tank. Andrew's trying to get a shot onto that 50-120. He takes it. He hits him, and he just about kills him. He takes him down to about 60 health. And the E100 cleans him up. E100 has a good game, and this has already picked up 4 kills. And I'm sure he's going to pick up some more. Now it looks to me like Andrew's noticed that the eastern flank is really suffering. There's a Patton who's down just about dead, and the American Tier 10 E4 and the Tortoise are both there pretty much on their own, and it looks like the Tortoise has been tracked. But jdogg has taken a shot at him, and there he is. Obviously doesn't take it. Looks like Andrew's thinking about taking a blind shot, but probably not the best idea. There's a good chance they've already moved on from there, so he saves his shot as his mate's reloading. You can see the reload counter is on 65 seconds for the Tier 10 French Artillery. As the IS-4 and the E100 light up the FV-207, the Tier 8 British Artillery, I think it is, as well as the T-92. British one gets killed by the E100, which is his 5th kill. So he's having a great game. And someone's just shot the T-92, and looks like the T-92 is on very low health. But he does take out the IS-4 before the E100 kills him. Securing his top gun, he's already got a top gun, the E100, Banky, I think his name is, from BKK clan, Bangkok clan maybe. And he's having a great game. Any game where you pick up a top gun, you've got to be happy with that. Now at this stage of the game, there's a little bit of cat and mouse going on at this stage of the game. Andrew and jdogg are both rushing forward towards their cap. They've got the E100 to cover them. The E100 obviously has the armour that they don't have, but he is on very low health. He looks like he's on about 340 health, the E100. So they're moving towards the enemy cap. They know that the last place, the Tortoise and the American turreted Tier 10 tank destroyer, the T11 OE4, were last spotted on the eastern flank. So they think, are those 2 tank destroyers going for the cap down the eastern side, or are they going to start coming back to defend their base? E100 caps in any case. Andrew and jdogg sit in the bushes to utilise a bit of camouflage, but the E4 takes out the E100. Looks like jdogg shoots. You can see Andrew's using the different artillery sights. The name of it escapes me at the moment, but it's not a bad tool for artillery. I've tried it and I don't really like it, but it seems to me that it can often lure you into making a shot which is not entirely accurate. I personally prefer the top-down view, but again, I'm not much of an artillery player. I don't really play artillery very often. Now, looking at the who's left on both sides, 3 artillery versus 2 tank destroyers and an artillery. Your money every time, your money would be on the 2 tank destroyers plus artillery. The E4, I believe, is on reasonably high health. I don't think the Tortoise is on very high health at all. So, I mean, it would be tempting for the boys to sit there and try to shoot that E4 from where he was, but with their long reload times and their lack of armour, it's probably a good decision to do exactly what they're doing now. Move away. There's plenty. They've got 5 minutes left, 5.5 minutes left, so there's no great rush. But as it turns out, looks like the Tortoise might be capping. So going back towards their base proves to be the right thing to do. The Russian artillery, the Su 142, also known as the Scum Bus, probably one of the slowest artilleries in the game, has rightly put himself into a position where most of the time he's going to be a long way from the action. You know, he doesn't want to risk getting flanked or getting, because as soon as he's spotted, he's gone for all money because he's enormous. He's got no armour, like most artilleries. He's got no armour, but someone's going to kill him quite easily. Andrew's doing the brave thing here and moving up close to the cap, and it's not the tortoise capping at all. It's the Lorraine, the Tier 8 French artillery, and he cops a shot from the tortoise, who looks like he's sniping up on that hill up near the house. Now the tortoise is probably not being that brave right now because from memory he was on low health, so he was utilising the Lorraine to spot the other artilleries on Andrew and J-Dogg's side, and he did. He got a shot off onto Andrew, but luckily just the one, and it was done at the same time that the French artillery on the enemy side was killed, so Andrew can confidently assume now that he's no longer spotted. So now again, moving together, the boys know that the enemy side, last place they were spotted was near the water, near the green flag, if you like. So they continue to move around, they continue to use it. They're relatively mobile, especially compared to the Russian and the British big heavy artillery. They're using their mobility to move around the map and to keep the enemy thinking. Like that tortoise, a good chance that tortoise is still sitting up at D8 or D9 or even E8 or E9, which is probably where he was sitting when he shot Andrew for 200 health a couple of minutes ago. So they're moving up towards where he was last spotted. They know he's a one-shot kill, and I think he's a one-shot kill. I'm fairly certain he was on around about 100 health, maybe a little bit less. So Andrew's moving up to the hill where the houses are to utilise the ground cover, and there's a little bit of camouflage cover there if he really needs it, just to try and find out where that tortoise is. If they can get rid of the tortoise, then they can focus on the Tier 10. But he has got sixth sense. He's just been spotted, so he's getting the hell out of there real quickly, because if you're spotted in an artillery, as we all know, if you're spotted in artillery, everyone aims at you. I do when I'm driving a medium, heavy or a light tank or a tank destroyer. If an artillery is spotted, I immediately look in their direction, because they can kill me, they can kill any other tank in the game, so I want to get rid of them pretty quickly. And 99 times out of 100, if an artillery is spotted, he's an easy kill for whoever's closest to them, unless they sit themselves right in front of his gun. So now the boys are moving back to the southeast corner. They're keeping the enemies guessing. The Russian is sitting on the southwest corner, so he should see them if they come down the western flank. But they know that at least one of them is in the northeast somewhere, or the central east, because they spotted Andrew when he got up on top of the hill. And I'm tipping, knowing Andrew, he's talking on TeamSpeak with J-Dogg, and he's probably would have told him, look, I've just been spotted, let's get the hell out of here. Again, someone's on their cap, which it must be the tortoise, because the E4 was just spotted on the western flank near the Russian artillery. And again, Andrew was close enough to be able to see him. It is a tortoise, and the tortoise is on low health, and J-Dogg takes a great shot to kill him. I haven't played the French artillery line at all. I think I've got a Tier 5 or a Tier 6 one, which I got through grinding a different line. I've never played it. They obviously must be quick to aim and quick to for the circle to get smaller. They must, because that tank was only spotted for a very short amount of time, or it could have just been blind luck. Now, as you can see on the mini-map, this is where it all gets exciting. J-Dogg is going for his life. He's noticed the time. There's only 40-odd seconds to go. The Russian has moved up to spot the E4, who's sitting there. It looks like the E4 is safe from Andrew's fire, but if he moves forward, Andrew will have a good shot on him. In any case, he's got a good view of what's about to happen. J-Dogg isn't slowing down. He's going for it. The Russian can see what he's doing, so he's moving forward as well to keep that tank spotted. J-Dogg takes the blind shot. Probably thought he didn't have as much time as he does, but with the auto loader he gets behind him. The Russian takes him for 186 damage, and J-Dogg finishes the shot by shooting him from behind. He was never going to bounce that shot, and J-Dogg takes him out of the game. Looking at the post-game battle results, it was a great win by the guys J-Dogg and Andrew 1996 from Detox Clan. You can see Andrew's just picked up his second class mastery badge as well as a bruiser badge. But look at all the tanks that he's seen and damaged. E4, which was at the end, as well as the IS-7, the Tier 10 Russian heavy tank, the Tortoise, the Little American Artillery, Panzer E100, 5120, and the British FV215B. Did damage or spotted all of those tanks. Had a great game. Looking at the team battle results, J-Dogg with nearly 3,645 damage and 4 kills, easily got the best result in that game. Apart from the E100, 3597 damage, 6 kills, and nearly 1200 base XPs, with a great game from iBank from Bangkok Clan in the E100. But between Andrew and J-Dogg, 3,600 damage and 2,400 damage. A great game. They definitely saved the game at the end. But looking at the other tanks, quite a few of them did a considerable amount of damage. With 9 seconds to go, they won that game. You can see on the final battle results, Andrew fired 8 shots. Only 2 hit and penetrated for 2,437 damage. But some of the damage that he did would have been splash damage as well. Bottom line profit of 22,355 credits. That's with a premium account. You can see if he didn't have a premium account, it would have only made 7,000 bottom line profit, which is why I personally use a premium account all the time. So all in all, a great game and a very exciting finish from J-Dogg and Andrew 96. Thank you very much for sending in that replay. I do appreciate it. If you want to see your good, exciting games on YouTube, just send me a message either in-game or through YouTube and upload your replay to worldoftanksreplays.com. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, I will be giving away some gold packages once I hit 100 subscribers. I hit 50 subscribers a day or two ago, so we are getting there slowly. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this replay. There is more replays coming from you guys. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend. Take care, and I'll see you next time.